Hello everyone and welcome to a new video and another new financial education series video. Now if you have never been to this series, if you have not seen these videos, you can see on the right hand of the screen we have covered various aspects of technical analysis, candlesticks, leading lagging indicators and moving averages, RSI indicator, and today we are going to talk about another indicator which is called stochastic. So today we are going to learn about the stochastic oscillator, and this is also one of my favorites which I always keep in my armor. So before I can proceed with the details, I would request you to kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not done yet, and please do not forget to press the bell icon. Besides that, you're going to find a few links. Make sure that you join the Telegram channel for sure, because this is the place where you're going to get all the updates. The Telegram channel, you can join me on WhatsApp, follow me on Twitter, etc. if you want more and more info. Third and the most important thing is the disclaimer: I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just sharing my knowledge and my experience with you. You're requested to do your own due diligence before making any investments. So on this note, let's move ahead and understand how the stochastic oscillator works and how it can be a trump card in your trading. So this is applicable across whatever technical analysis we are doing. You can use it on forex, you can use it on stock markets, you can use it on crypto markets, and that's the beauty of learning TA. So moving on to our education platform, which is investing.com. So without wasting any time, let me take you straight away to the indicators section, and we are going to search for the stochastic. So you can see there is a stochastic and there is a stochastic RSI over here. Today I'm going to cover the stochastic, and stochastic RSI I'm going to cover later. So we choose stochastic over here. So you can see here by default this is the color. Now this will be modified over here. I mean some of my settings are saved because I use a blue and red instead of a green and blue theme. Reason being more for forex this thing. So in settings I'm going to come. I'm not going to change anything over here, this period which is there. I'm going to come to style, change this blue to green. The reason I have been always telling in the recent videos that it's kind of sort of a branding, and it's easy for your mind to pick up, it's sort of the crossovers and everything. So the background I'm going to eliminate over here for ease. Okay, so this is the basic settings. So when you put in, you might probably have different color schemes, but if you come here to settings, I'll go over again, come to the don't change anything in the inputs. But once you are a pro, you can probably tamper it a little bit if you know what exactly you're doing. This default setting works like a charm, and I don't feel any reason for you to tamper it. What you can do is the styling, you can change it to your liking, but as I would always recommend you that you keep the blue or red or the green or red combinations for reasons already explained. So what is stochastic? Stochastic is basically a momentum indicator. So what it does is it shows you the change in momentum. Like typically you have a trend change, like from bullish to bearish. So this particular oscillator which is there, it picks up the finer changes, like when, like I can say, like when there is a buy over here, when it is moving from buy, so it's going to show you buy signal. When it is falling over here, it's going to give you a sell signal. So this is what you can do. And as I've been always telling in my technical analysis videos, please try and get in at least 3 confirmations, to get to a signal. If you're doing it or trading, at least get 3 to 4 confirmations, like probably your candles, your moving averages, your stochastic, your probably RSI stuff. But still, for the purpose of learning, you can straight away use the candles and the stochastic oscillator what I am showing you right now. Now here you can see there's a stochastic oscillator has a range from 0 to 100. And let's go to settings once again, and I'm just going to to make this dash line, what is that, 80, I'm going to make it full, and at 20 full, so it will be really obvious for us. So you can see these are the lines at 80 and 20. So what are these lines? Basically above 80, whenever the stochastic is it is considered, the market is considered to be overbought, and when it is below 20 it is considered to be oversold. Now here in the settings again you have two lines, the K line and the D line, which is there. The K line here, which is there, I have made this is a default color K green. This is supposed to be a faster line. You can see the value over here is small. Typically the smaller the value, the faster the, what you can say, like moving averages at, you put like 3 or 4, it will react faster to the market. So the K line is supposed to be the faster line. You can see here there is a lot of movement in the green line, which is the K line, and the D line, which is supposed to be having a 3 as the value. You can see it moves more smoothly over here. So this is the difference between the K line and the D line, and you can see the colors over here. So default period, as I mentioned, 14. Please leave it as it is, don't tamper it. Once you become pro, like I'm just going to show you, probably another thing what I'd learned was 533 also helps. So you'll see that down it will change, the more variations you can see. Instead of 1, when I make this 3, you see here it's more smoothed, so the noise is less over here. So you can use this also, but for the moment I would say you just leave it default. That's 14. 13 watt was the default settings over here. Okay, so let's move ahead on a higher time frame. This works in all time frames, you don't need to, but I'm just trying to cancel out the noise over here. So basically as you see over here that let's take, okay, so, and just like in case of RSI, you can also have an additional line, a horizontal line of 50 here. So let's change the color to black. Coordinates is 50 here, default. Okay, so this is I'm trying to find a range bound market, as well as let's change it to some other script. Okay, okay, so this is what it would look like. Now since we have changed the script, this 50 line is gone. Change the line and come at 50 again. Okay, now since there is a lot of noise over here, let me make it, okay, let it make it, since I'm asking you to keep it default, I wouldn't change this. So this is the script. Now you can see that we have a green color and a red color over here, and as I told you, when the market moves about 80, that means it is overbought. So typically what happens, and what mistakes most of the people do, is the moment the market moves into an overbought zone or an oversold zone, and like on YouTube also you can find many people that you should sell over here, and probably you should buy over here. I would say no, that is not the way you have to go about it. You have to see the market over here, because when it is in an overbought zone, it can remain in an overbought zone for quite some time, and likewise when it's an oversold zone, it can stay in an oversold zone for quite some time. Now if you take an example over here, now here the market has started moving in the overbought zone. Now if you have to exit over here like at 1.37, you're going to miss the entire rally which is over here. So if you exit just because it has moved, because as I mentioned to you, the market can stay in a overbought and oversold zone for days and months, for example. Now since we are on a day time frame, you can see each candlestick represents one day: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15. So nearly 15 days this particular GBP USD was in a overbought zone. So if you had to exit here, you would be probably, you know, shorting too early and missing this entire rally. Likewise, when it goes into a sell zone over here, like let's say it has crossed over here below 20. So here, so if you short it over here, and there is a further downslide over here, and you can see it typically, let's count it, approx 1 2 3 4 5 10 20. So around 30-40 days the market was literally below here in the, because there's a small spikes over here, but it has not moved out. So it can stay for longer periods in the overbought and the oversold zone. So although this gives you a hint that, you know, probably there'll be a little more bull run and it could end over here, so you have to be cautious, but at the same time, you know, with the help of other, probably a moving averages gives you the best hint whether to exit or not, and whether to sell here or not. Right now I'm just showing you with these two particular the candles as well as the stochastic. Now finally I do intend to provide you with 2-3 indicators which will give you more or less an idea when to take an exact buy and call. This is for your training purpose only, so you can learn how to use it. So here when we see that when this green crosses the red, that the smooth line crosses the what do you call here, let me just check it again, a smooth K line which is there. You don't need to need what is K, and since we have done the color coding, when the green goes above the red, so it's a bullish, that's called a positive crossover, and when the red crosses the green, that means the green goes below the red, it is a negative crossover. So how do you take trades on this? Now let me change this from GPP to a stock probably, because in forex there is a lot of variations and volatility. So I want to, okay, so somewhat over here, a less more. So you see here that there is a script of SBI right now on a daily basis. Okay, so let's say supposing we have started over here, you can see the stochastic is we don't know actually, so we'll move at this end of the screen because we don't know what is happening over here. Here you can see that the stochastic is in the oversold zone, so probably you might see a bit of a rally or it moving down. So when there's a crossover over here, negative crossover, that means there'll be a small negative movement over here. You see over here it's negative there. So if you had to, on this crossover, on this candle, if you see, you had to short it, so it would go down, and when this crossover turns positive, here we have a positive crossover, that means there is going to be again a rally on top. I wouldn't call it a rally, basically the prices are going to move on top till we find another crossover over here. You see the prices are moving on top, we don't know what's going to happen, but you can wait till this particular crossover happens. So you see a crossover, so when the line is moving straight, this green line, you can expect the rally is continuing. When it takes a curve and is trying to intersect, you can anticipate a crossover. Likewise, when it's moving down, you can see it's straight, but when it is turning to intersect, you can anticipate there's going to be probably a crossover. So you see it has turned, so we might see a possible crossover and a price movement downwards. So here it's crossing over here. We see a spinning top, indecision. As I told you, the market can remain in bullish zone, that's the overbought oversold for longer period of time. This is a sort of a doji over here, spinning top. Basically, it's, you can see the body fine, so it's indecisive, like people are booking profits as well. A lot of people are entering over here, so you can see it's flat. It's followed by a candle over here, red candle, so we might see, no, that's what we don't get. Now here you can see this is kind of a sort of a good signal. You can see you have a negative crossover followed by a evening star. You see over the first candle, the second gap up, and the body is engulfed half. So this is a evening star basically, and you see a negative crossover, so we might see a good drop in the price from here. So this, let's move ahead, and you see, no, it was a false this thing, and it continued to move up. Typically, when you see it right at the top, this was supposed to be a good signal. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of buying. As I can tell you, I have not removed patches and not taken a particular screenshot, studied everything. I'm just trying to see as if I was trading live. So I will probably make mistakes. Likewise, you will also, because there is this not a rule that the moment this goes, it will. These are probabilities, but it gives me more probabilities in your favor. You see over here, now still the market is bullish. Now even though there is a negative crossover, sort of a flag and fall pattern is happening, so we might still moving ahead. There you see, so this is a kind of a flag and pole pattern. So although there was a negative crossover over here, I wouldn't sell it, because I can see the flag and pole pattern. Well, the chart patterns I have not covered, but that is, I do intend to cover that also. So as I mentioned, although these indicators can help you take your buy and sell, you need to club it with some other indicator. Now here is one which I always use to club, like to filter out, is a moving average, which can also help you filter out the moving average exponential, and that I'm going to make, let's say 200. Okay, so this is a moving average. Now you see, although there is a daily chart, okay, so typically what I use and what I also recommend is that when the moving average, the candles are plotting, moving average is a topic I have already covered, but just let me repeat to show you how you can use it along with the stochastic. The same strategy applies for your RSI also. When the candles are printed above the moving average, I would say take a buy call. So I would take over here this buy call, which is over here, because the candles are above, positive crossover, and I get this rally. You can see this is a small, it is, since it is above and still trading above here, the above moving average, I wouldn't short it. I might probably book a profit over here after seeing an inverted hammer kind of a candle over here. So it depends on you, it depends on your trading strategies over here. Although there is a huge negative showing over here, typically until you get the hang of it, I wouldn't be shorting over here. Like this is a negative crossover, so actually it is given a correct negative crossover, so I will not cross over here. I will wait when this candle plots below. So now that means the trade's happening when it is plotting below, so I'm going to just take short calls. When it crosses above, you see there's a negative sentiment over here. It's coming, taking a resistance. So like a negative crossover over here, when there is a noise over here, basically these are the trades you need to avoid. You need to follow these smooth things. Whenever there is a smooth one, the noise is over here like up down, don't trade trades over there. So you just need to wait for good opportunities like this. Like there's a one over here. Now since this is moving down and you have a negative crossover, you can take this, like you short it over here, and since you are seeing a hammer trend change possibility, you can probably book your profit here, buy over here. That means if you have taken a short over here, and buy, as I told you, you're going to take a positive crossover over 200 EMA only. Now this is for those who want to be conservative. There's quite a possibility that after this hammer this will cross and move, so you will probably miss this rally till the 200 EMA, but along with that you will also ensure that some false spikes are eliminated. Now you see over here it's a positive crossover, but it has moved down. So if you want to be safe, follow 2-3 indicators. Like typically if I had to just use the stochastic and the candles, I would have taken a buy call over here, but since my moving average is telling me that the sentiments are still negative, I wouldn't be taking a buy call, but waiting for a negative crossover here, taking a sell call and booking profit. So just like I have been stressing on, please ensure that along with this indicator you have at least something like a moving average or a RSI, and you take confirmation from 2-3 points. Only then you're going to get more and more accuracy over here. And finally, it's all about practice, first on your demo accounts and then probably with smaller amounts on live account. And it's all about practice. That's how you're going to learn to trade. There is no magic potion over here. You will face some losses, because as I've shown you, typically like we missed the evening star. Probably it was the evening star, but if here I had seen it is above 200 EMA, which is there, I would have not shorted it. I would have waited till it moves below the 200 EMA. So basically this is how your stochastic oscillator works. And I can tell you that probably I cannot trade without the stochastic oscillator. I'm talking about the day trading and probably a little longer time frames when you're trading on. For probably investor kind, you might not feel it that important, but if you're day trading or short term stochastic oscillator is something which I cannot trade without. So it's all about practice, and in the subsequent video I'm going to try to cover the stochastic RSI. Now this stochastic is one indicator, RSI is another indicator, and stochastic RSI is the third. Now what's the difference between the three, I'm surely going to cover in the next video. So I hope that you like this particular video. Please ensure that you give in a lot of likes, because it takes quite some effort doing these videos. And please, if you have not understood anything, do ask me in the comment section and I would be glad to answer it out to you. Finally, before winding off, if you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, I would request you to kindly do so now. So until the next video, take care and be safe.